Hi everyone, it's Helen here. I'm going to take you through our last Flip Collaborate session for this teaching period, and it is of course for assignment 3 folio. So let's get started. Here's our agenda. We're going to look at the assignment overview, our rubric expectations, our referencing, some submission information, and just some final reminders and questions. So here we go with our assignment overview. So this is your folio and your word limit is 1,200 words plus or minus 10%. Your weighting is 40% and it is due on Monday the 4th of June, which is week 12. So you can have a look there and see what the definition of a folio is. It's a purposeful collection of student work that serves to demonstrate the student's efforts, progress and achievements in one or more areas. And I would hope that you would be able to use the information that you present in this folio in your teaching career as you move forward. So this folio is going to allow you to demonstrate your understanding of key concepts in regards to language and literacy in the Australian education context, and you're going to particularly be looking at visual literacy, the role of ICT, and of course you're going to be looking at the implications of culture and home languages. So there are your 3 lesson plans that you're going to be looking at, and of course appropriate communication skills. And here we go, we're going to have a look at our learning plans. So for this assignment there are 3 learning plans in total, and here we go. So they're going to demonstrate your understanding of visual literacy, the usage of ICT and the implications of culture and home language for literacy learning and teaching in early childhood education. So this is from birth to 8 years old in both early childhood and primary settings. So you get to be having the opportunity to look at primary settings if you would like in this assignment. So the targeted readers for the folio are teachers at early childhood centres or primary schools. So you're basically going to be imagining that you're sharing your ideas or resources with your peers. And just make sure that you are including your APA in-style citations and a corresponding reference list. There is only one reference list at the end of your 3 learning plans, so just be aware of that one. So here we go. If we have a look at an overview of our learning plans, each learning plan needs to have an introduction, a body, and of course your conclusion. And I've given you some information there in regards to this and what you should be doing when you're looking at your introduction, your body and your conclusion. And we really touched on this in our first assignment. Our introduction is where we're gathering our children together, we're doing something exciting to engage them. It might be a story, it might be a little song that you might do with them, just to engage them and to get them all together and their attention focused on what you're going to be teaching them. And in the bodies, this is where you're going to be linking all your key ideas that you've started off in your introduction, and you're going to be exploring what you're going to be teaching in the body of your lesson plan. And we're really looking for play-based activities in those early childhood years. And just keep in mind that you are going to select resources that are going to support your child or the children's oral language development in the Australian context. So you're looking for activities that are going to support oral language, and just really be mindful of that when you are choosing your resources. And of course your conclusion is when you are going to be summing up the things that you have taught in your lessons, and we're going to be encouraging our students to reflect on the lesson and recap key concepts. This is not where we're looking at transitions or anything like that. We are looking for you to be recapping the information that you've presented in your body of your lesson there. So just be aware of that. And if you did receive feedback in assignment 1B in regards to that, it might be good to go back and just have a look and just see how you can tweak that a little bit. So let's look at learning plan 1. So this learning plan is going to be learning about teaching and learning about visual literacy. So you can either select one of the following age groups, so not 2. So you just can choose infants or toddlers, so under the age of 3, or you can do preschoolers from 3 to 5 years old. So that means this learning plan, you must choose one of these age groups, and you're going to be doing visual literacy. So this curriculum link to this would be your EYLF. So that's for learning plan number 1. So here's a little definition about visual literacy. And I've given you a little book there to have a look at, and just to have a think about some of the information that you can include when you're looking for visual literacy resources, and when you're looking for visual literacy at developing a lesson plan around that. I'm not going to go through it all, but there's some information there that you can read in regards to that. So learning plan 2. So this is going to be for teaching and learning language or literacy using ICT. So the following age group, so you must choose one. So either preschoolers from 3 to 5 years old, or junior years primary school. So that's from foundation to year 2, okay? So if you decided to choose preschoolers, then the curriculum that you will be using would be the EYLF. If you are choosing junior primary school age, then you'll be looking at the Australian curriculum. And of course, Learning Plan 2 is covering ICT. And there's your little definition there. There are so many resources that you can be using for ICT. And I've given you a little one here, and this is to do with a little app called Puppet Pals, which is a fantastic one that you could have a look at. And I've just given you a little example there that you can have a look at and read through in your own time. So here comes Learning Plan 3. So this is the last one of your learning plans. And we're going to be looking at English as an additional language. So what can we be doing to support children to learn EAL while valuing, respecting and acknowledging the influence of children's home language and culture? So you're going to be looking at resources that you can be using to help support these children. And you can select from either preschoolers, so 3 to 5 years old in early childhood settings, or again junior primary school age, so that's foundation to year 2. So if you choose your preschoolers, then you will be looking at the EYLF as your curriculum, and junior primary you would be looking at your Australian curriculum. So there's some information there in regards to your EAL learners. I really wanted to highlight to you the information there with the link to the AC. That is a really, really good document, and if you get a chance to have a look at that, I would really encourage you to go in and have a look, because there is some great information in regards to the Australian curriculum in that link. So make sure you have a look and get some ideas from there. And I've given you some different examples there. So there's a book there, Whoever You Are. This is quite a popular book, and we often see it in our lesson plans. And there's another one there, an Indigenous book called How the Kangaroos Got Their Tails. So that's another one, another idea that you could use in your lesson plan. So our rubric expectations, so it is a holistic rubric, as it has been for all our assignments this teaching period. So again, we're looking at our past descriptors in order to move up to credit, to move up to distinction, to move up to high distinction. So it is those building blocks so that we are moving in regards to that in order to where we assess you. So we are using that holistic rubric. So this is really important that you are using your in-text citation, and your reference list is using APA referencing style. You're all getting pretty good at that now. Just make sure you are checking your grammar and your expression and your spelling, and you are presenting it as an academic piece of work. You are presenting one reference list, not a bibliography. And the reference list is at the end of all your learning plans, so just be aware of that. And you can have a look at Swinburne Library, lots of e-resources there, and there's some fantastic information in your Fellows and Oakley text as well, so make sure you're really looking at that as well as you go through. And of course, we've got Studiosity. Now, Studiosity for this assignment probably aren't going to be a huge help, but they could probably help you with some referencing, but they are more targeted towards your essays. So just be aware of that. They can give you feedback on grammar and spelling and things like that, but on your actual lesson plans, they won't be able to give you any feedback in regards to that. So they just are there to help with proofreading, editing, and referencing. And your ELA, of course, can answer any questions in regards to any content that you may have, but once again, they cannot read drafts. Here's your submission information. So you're going to prepare it in one Microsoft Word document. So you've got your template there that you would go in, and you need to use it. You need to do one document. So make sure that you do that. It would be actually really helpful here, and I'm going to mention it. If you are going to use pictures or photos, which you can, and you can use bullet points as well, can you submit it as a PDF, please? Because this just helps with the formatting, and it's not going to move your pictures or photos around. So just, if you are doing that, can you submit it as a PDF, please? That would be fantastic. Just some final points, because this is our last assignment for this teaching period. This is a really important one, in fact. You really need to avoid extensions for assignment 3. Look, I know that things do happen, but I'm really going to have to be tight on this one, because we need to be mindful of our deadlines here. There's a lot that we need to finish off after this assignment, and if you are asking for an extension, it's just going to hold that process up. And just be aware that if you are asking for an extension, so more than 48 hours, this may this may delay your results being released. So just be very conscious of that, and be highly organised and starting to work on this assignment as soon as possible, because we really don't want to be delaying your results. Important note, and this is what happened last teaching period, so I've included it. There is no oral presentation attached to these lesson plans. So they are just lesson plans that make up your folio. So just be aware of that. So all your marks are coming from your lesson plans. And also be aware that there is no opportunity to resubmit this assignment. So there is no opportunity for that to occur. Once you have your marks, that will be what you receive, and unfortunately you will not be able to resubmit. So do the best you can on your first submission. And we've got our live collaborate sessions coming up, so make sure you've checked the announcements and your discussion boards. We've posted all the dates up there, and we're going to have a great live collaborate session. We're going to give you an overview of this assignment. We're going to brainstorm some learning activities. We're going to have a go at writing a lesson plan even, and we're going to answer any questions you may have. Remember, you can also put your questions on the discussion board. So we're really looking forward to seeing you there, and I wish you all the best with this assignment. It's been great having you all on board, and we hope to see you at that live collaborate session. See you. Bye.